Woodward hosting Scott. Polar Bears seeking their first win of the season. Scott 3-2, but a couple plays away from being 5-0. Forget the ifs, ands, buts, and forget catching Amon Haynes. Come back and cut loose. First play from scrimmage, 50 yards to start the scoring for Scott. And they're just getting started. Later in the first, toss to Demekus Beach, untouched for the touchdown. The most the Bulldogs have scored this season is 20. Did that twice, once in double overtime. No problem hitting that number in the first half. Beach again playing in the sand, 20-0, and the waves keep coming and coming. Before halftime, Carnell Smith links up with Tylen Davis on third down. All dogs all the way through, 26-0 at the half, 48-zip the final, starting City League play with a dub.
To be honest, we're just trying to send a big message to the City League, because a lot of time, like in our non-conference schedule, all they can say is we haven't played anybody, this, that, and the third. So really, we're just trying to shut down those narratives and show that we're just as good as anybody else.
Tim Clagg and Mike Robinson were on the call.
The Scott Bulldogs entered City League play with the #1 and #2 rusher in the conference, and it was on display from the very first play of the evening. A 50-yard rushing score, which really set the tone. That was from Amon Haynes.
Yeah, Haynes really got the game going. Like you said, to start the game off, this guy is just super athletic, able to jump cut and burst it to the outside and just use his elite speed. And he's not just good on offense, but in all phases of the game.
And they've had a lot of improvement at quarterback. Carnell Smith Jr. Year 1 last year, starter as a sophomore. Year 2, tonight he throws 4-3 touchdowns. Where's he made the improvements in the offseason?
I think it's just leadership. We got to talk to him for a little bit after the game, and the #1 thing about Carnell is he's about spreading the wealth to his teammates, and that's the #1 thing that you want in a quarterback, someone that wants to share the rock.
And this is a very opportunistic defense. They swarmed to the football last week, forced 6 turnovers against the Clyde Flyers. Tonight, 3 turnovers, and they held Woodward to no first downs in the first half.
They did a great job shutting them out. The defense was just really good. They flew around, and they made some serious plays in the backfield that really just kept Woodward going backwards the whole entire time until late in the third quarter.
A statement win to open City League competition as Scott moves to 4-2. Woodward drops to 0-6.